Oh, hello there. Good morning. Didn't see you. This is the morning show. I'm Spencer. We've got Steve. We've got JC. We've got Rick. We've got you guys. Dawson, Phil, Sandra, Risky Business, P Guns. Hello, hello. Some of us are in an exorbitantly good mood this morning. There is nothing anybody can say to bring them down, and that's a good thing. So today's going to be a very happy show. I think maybe our happiest show to date. We'll talk crypto, we'll talk small caps, we'll talk nuclear. We'll have Louis Sykes on, we'll have Larry Thompson on, and yeah, it's gonna be a good show. People here are excited. Why are they in a good mood? Well, stay tuned to find out. Let's bring them out, and they'll tell us why they're all in a good mood this morning. I don't own any Miami gear. If I did, I might wear it.
You know, what is there to say? What is there to say, Steve? Dude, I couldn't tell you the last time Steve Strazza is texting me in the middle of the night and it has nothing to do with crypto markets.
True story. I had my money on Miami last night. What a game.
Dude, unbelievable.
Really cool.
Unbelievable. Can I just tell you how much I love the fact that Steve Strazza has embraced the Miami Hurricanes?
I've
really love that about you.
I know I'm not a fan like you. I didn't grow up there, but man, the early 2000s, late 90s, just watching those teams as a kid, some of my favorite. So
I lived in New York for a long time, and obviously I can't be a Knicks fan or a Yankees fan or a Mets fan. I don't really hate the Yankees, but I'm not really a fan of any of those. I just like going to the games. So I kind of embraced the Rangers, right? Because Cubans don't know anything about hockey. So
yeah,
but like I still don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you actually do care. I appreciate that about you. You know?
Yeah, no, I love the Hurricanes. And I'll tell you, JC, they haven't even played their best football yet.
No, I know. Oh my God. How many interceptions they dropped yesterday, dude?
But they're persevering. They're doing what they need to do to win these close games. And look, the way they control the line of scrimmage, these guys are good.
Dude, they're running the ball on 4th and 2 in the middle of the field.
Badass. And now a Pac-10 team or a Big Ten team? All right, let's go.
We'll see what happens. Hold on. Throw up slide 5 here. Come on. Is this not the Malachi Tony market right now? Give the ball to the little guy and let him run.
This guy is so slippery.
What do you think?
You can't tackle him.
These little biotechs are pretty slippery too, wouldn't you say?
Oof. Looking good. Look, everything is great today. It's a perfect day.
It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. Fortunately, we have the ability to count, guys. We have the ability to count. And when 2/3 of the Russell 3000 index, which is the entire stock market in America, is making new all-time highs, it's probably not weak breath. It's probably not, right? It's probably not just 7 stocks. We'll get to the state of the markets, but I just got to show this one. Throw up slide 4. Speaking of not just 7 stocks, those 7 stocks that they've been telling you are going up, these criminals that are telling you that never bothered to count, or they did, they were lying to you and hoping that you didn't count. Well, as it turns out, those 7 stocks that are the only ones going up that are dominating the QQQs, small caps are hitting the highest level since April relative to the QQQs. Strazza, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But this particular pattern of decline and a big base resolving higher. Have we seen this before?
This is the pattern, of this cycle. Really, the rounding bottoms have done great for us, and they even work on a relative basis. This is just a clean, clear textbook trend reversal. New highs here, a breakout in this little base would suggest more outperformance from these little stocks that you're talking about in the future. And you're seeing it on an absolute basis. We're out here talking about industrials firing to new highs, financials, even now materials breaking out, banks, biotechs, small cap Russell 2000. We're not talking about the Qs or XLK at new all-time highs, though.
No, the Qs haven't made a new all-time high since October. For those keeping score at home, a couple of fun facts, and then we'll get into the state of the markets. A couple of fun facts. Small caps built very different, right? Malachi Tony's like barely 18 years old, tiny little guy, shifty, right? He's not a giant offensive lineman, right? I mean, how about that offensive line yesterday? Jeez Louise. So they're all built different. Small caps built differently also. Ready for this? Here we go. Technology is actually the third largest weighting in the Russell 2000 at only 15%. This compares to the S&P 500, which is 35% tech. In small caps, it's 15. And in the NASDAQ 100, it's over half of the entire index. Again, in small caps, it's only 15%. So the fact that the tech-dominated indexes are not making new all-time highs and the ones that have a lot less tech are making new all-time highs is what you need to know there. Healthcare, 19% weighting in small caps, biggest one. There's over 200 biotechs in there. In the S&P 500, healthcare is 9%, and in the NASDAQ, it's only 5%. So small caps, 4 times the healthcare exposure to the NASDAQ. A lot of people don't know that. It's more than I thought, actually. And for financials, one more. And then for financials, Russell 2000 has over 240 regional banks, right? So you're looking at the largest weighting in the Russell 2000, by the way, is no longer financials. It is now healthcare. 16.6% financials. And this compares to a lot more. In the NASDAQ 100, for example, if you go to the fact sheet of the NASDAQ 100 and you look up the definition of the NASDAQ 100, it says non-financial companies. Like in the definition, they go out of their way to take out the financials. So there's zero.
Haters. I'm surprised there's not more healthcare or biotech in the NASDAQ 100. I think there was more back in the day.
What's the NASDAQ 100? So it's the biggest 100. So these biotechs are smaller.
But we used to have a lot of big like biotechs that called them like the Horsemen or something, and
they're in there. They're just not in the 100.
Yeah, right.
They're in the juniors probably. What's the juniors? QQQJ?
They're in the composite.
We've lost
they're
them.
Definitely in the composite, but are they in the juniors? So look, in the juniors, they're over 20% of the NASDAQ.
Yeah, but
so
like
there you go. So in the NASDAQ 100, you have only 5% healthcare. In the NASDAQ 101 to 200, you have 4 times that. So there you go, Strazza. There's your answer.
All right, fine. Great. Hey, index construction matters. No joke.
Index construction matters. Understand what it is. What's inside of what you're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, you go, you see a pretty girl. She could be a horrible person. You don't know. You need to see what's inside.
These pretty girls. Look out for these pretty girls.
You know?
The QQQJ, though, they were like 10 years too late launching that fund. If they'd launched it in like 2010 with the biotechs, whew, that would have been good.
How much AUM does it have?
Although maybe they wouldn't have been the juniors at the time because they were so big.
They have less than a billion.
Never mind.
They have less than $1 billion for Invesco.
I know. It's a very new fund. It's only a couple years old.
Oh, is it?
QQQJ?
Yeah. The index has been around longer. It's the ETF.
The fund is 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah. The index has been around for a while. By the way, for those keeping score at home, QQQJ hit a new all-time high yesterday. So this is the junior Qs. Oh, sorry, they did not hit a new all-time high.
The day before. The day before.
Yeah. But the Qs haven't hit an all-time high since October. So see the difference, right? Probably all that healthcare and the financials, obviously. All right, let's do a little state of the markets. Let's fucking go. Woohoo! How about them Canes?
Jesus Christ.
All right. For those who don't know me, I'm always this excited. Can't help myself. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, ladies and gentlemen, this morning up 150 points. That's 1/3%, 49,640. Dow Jones Industrial Average, man. Don't fight Papa Dow. That's how I learned that. S&P also up 1/3%. That's almost 7,000. We're pushing, so we're 15 points away from S&P 7,000. NASDAQ 100 up 40 basis points, leading the way this morning, up over 100 points, 25,795. 30-year bond futures doing nothing at 115.5. Crude oil up 0.5% at 58. Copper up almost 2% at 590. Gold up 0.75%, pushing 4,500 for gold. 44.95 right here, right now for gold futures. Silver futures up, up 4.2%, 78.30 with the VIX still at 15. Man, I can't believe the VIX is still at 15. In funny money land, Bitcoin down a little bit. 90,500. Ethereum 3,100 flat this morning with Solana. Solana 138.5. Up a little bit with a total crypto market cap 306. 306, Mr. Spencer Israel. How do we feel about this morning's futures?
Great. I feel great.
You feel great. All right.
I feel fantastic about the futures. Shocked that Miami's not favorite.
Good. Did you see that against Oregon? They're 5.5 point dogs against Indiana and 2.5% dogs against Oregon, something like that.
They're favored against Oregon.
You sure?
Just based on the
I don't think so. No.
Championship.
No.
Indiana's the
underdogs on both.
I don't think.
Well, I think that's ridiculous.
I don't think the lines exist yet.
Spencer,
you can apply them, Spencer. All right, relax.
Spencer, are you kidding me?
Right,
they got lines for everything.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You know how many stupid people are out there gambling on sporting events? Now they call them predictions. These sociopaths are calling. You're just gambling. You know how many morons are out there? This is your competition, men, and the women out there. If your man is dumb enough to be doing all this stuff, you got the wrong guy, right? And then fellas, stay away from the gambling, the hookers, and the drugs, and you'll be fine.
You guys have fun this morning talking about Miami. I will just step back. I will be reading this. It showed up in the mail yesterday, so I'll just be here. You guys can just go do your thing, and I'll just be right here in the background reading my little almanac, and you guys can go about your business. All right.
Shout out Jeff Hirsch. I was talking to Jeff Hirsch yesterday, by the way, and he is bringing almanacs for everybody in Miami next week.
Oh,
how about that, Jeff Hirsch?
I'm bummed that I can now no longer go, but we will be partying Miami Beach all week. So Portfolio Accelerator.
Strazza texted me yesterday. He said we should just cancel Portfolio Accelerator and we should just party in Miami all week. Tell me you don't have any kids without having to tell me you don't have any kids.
Can we? I'm dead serious about that.
No, I know you're dead serious, but that is an impossibility for me. The fact that I can even go to the national championship game is a miracle, but I will be there. It's going to be fantastic.
It's a little pricey.
You think?
$3K for the cheap seats? Wow.
I got club seats for not less than that, but I got them. I mean,
you got a hookup? Hook me up. You got a hookup?
I got nothing. I used to have hookups when I was 18 years old. Think about this. When I was 18 years old, I can get into any club I wanted to in the beach, no problem. I was the man.
Yeah, sure.
I got nothing these days. I got nothing. I don't know anybody. I got nothing, dude. Times change, you know.
What'd you do? You bought them on StubHub though?
Yeah, I paid the vig. I mean, just get them. Just shut up. I'm in a good mood. You know. I mean, you take the gains from so far year to date, and it more than pays for the ticket, so I'm good. You know, that's how I justify it. You see?
Yep. Yeah.
You see? All right, we're doing well so far this year. 8 days into the new year. All right, let's go.
Ooh.
I mean, listen, why do I work hard? Seriously, why do I work hard? Take care of my family. My kids' college funds are fully, like, I can't invest anymore. Like, I'm in, you know, the house, you know, the family's taken care of. I can go to a game with my dad. It's fine. You know, that's how I think about it.
It's going to be like a Miami home game. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm not drinking
beer. It's not going to be a Miami home game because you have a lot of corporate stuff, right? A lot of sponsors, and they get a zillion tickets. So there's that. There's people that just like going to these games that are not fans of either. And then whoever's going to play against Miami is going to travel well. I mean, there's a lot. I'd say it's going to be 50-50.
Maybe we talk about this. Maybe we talk about the special teams of the market, i.e., crypto.
Ooh, I see what you did there, Spencer.
What do you guys think about that?
Coming in hot from the back row.
Yeah, the way back row. The nosebleeds today. All right, Louis, you're here. Let's do it.
Got my fingers on the pulse, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
What's up, guys? I'm looking forward to partying in Miami.
Dude, Louis just likes that you have like all these like Aussies and Kiwis like punting and all these college football teams. That's the only reason Louis knows that college football even exists, right?
Bro, I haven't watched a single college football game in my life.
Dude,
I don't know what's going on.
You would love it. I mean, you really would. You people are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, you watch any rugby game and these guys are just going at it. And then when I first watched an NFL game, I'm like, why are these guys wearing helmets? And then I watched it and I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand now.
Yeah, dude, for real. Louis, We should plan a portfolio accelerator for when Miami plays Florida State, and we should just as like a human experiment, we should take Louis to a Miami Florida State tailgate. I think he'll never be the same again. Dude, you would. I don't think you would believe what you're seeing. A Miami FSU tailgate party? Oh my God. I don't believe what I'm seeing a lot of times. Oh, no, it's great. It's a party. It's great, but it is a Miami Florida State tailgate party. It is such like a beautiful expression of humans, collectively uniting. I mean, you got the whites, the blacks, the poor, the rich, everybody together, just getting after it. Everybody's one big happy family. I don't know that there's any other environment where you have such a beautiful collection of you got rich doctors to the janitors, right? Guys from the hood to the richest neighborhoods in Miami, all united together in a parking lot, drinking too much.
You know what? That actually sounds a little bit like crypto. You got the rich institutions, you got the DJs in the mama's basement. Life is parallel. It rhymes.
You're so right.
I feel like that's a perfect example of what America is. It's just everybody getting together, rich or poor, no matter where you're from, just having a good time.
It's not always like
coming from New Zealand, right? It's a little bit quiet here. It's a laid back sort of life. I go to America and you guys know how to put on a show and just have a good time. Like New Zealand could learn a lot from what you guys do over there.
Granted, you're hanging out with JC the whole time, Louis, so it's not always like that, right? I mean, life isn't always that exciting. In any case, let's talk crypto. What's going on right now? What do we need to know?
What do we need to know? I mean, look, looking ahead into the new year. I'm just going to quickly turn my microphone up for you. There we go. Okay. Just heading into the new year. Let's whack on some charts onto the screen.
Yeah, let's whack on some charts. You can't say that in America, Louis. You can't whack on the charts.
All
you can't say that in this country.
God.
You say that at a Miami Florida State game, they're gonna look at you funny.
I mean, look. So I just want to say that everything changed in October of 2025. I think we are moving away from a period where meme coins and speculative junk have taken up the stage, and now we're finally starting to see, block your ears, JC, fundamentals really matter in crypto.
Do they? Is that so?
I think 99% of this market is just absolutely worthless, and we're already seeing that. And all these meme coins, the speculative junk that nobody uses, is already beginning its slow bleed to zero, and that all began in October of 2025, where I just cannot overstate just how much leverage and everybody just got wiped out in the crypto market.
So how do we know whether these are forced liquidations or they're doing it themselves, or does it not matter?
I mean, look, it doesn't really matter. What we're seeing is we're seeing the air coming out of the crypto market in a really meaningful way. There are so many better ways and newer ways to gamble money, whether that's with new prediction markets like you were talking about earlier. There's so many more speculative stocks. And if you compare to what happened in earlier cycles in 2020, 2021, it was really unique because you had only a small amount of new cryptocurrencies and meme coins that are really taking up the stage. Now there are literally millions. And so our attentions are more fragmented than ever. But yeah, at the same time, there is just an oversaturation of all the speculative junk out there in the crypto market. I think it's all now coming back down to the ground, and it's now enabling the real sectors that are moving the needle to really take up the stage. And I think that's a really positive thing longer term. You're starting to see tokenization really coming through, privacy, stable coins. These are big sectors that are really beginning to take off in a meaningful way.
And we haven't seen this sort of decline in the leverage really ever, probably, but that's a denominator fallacy there, right? If it's a percentage of total, then maybe we've seen liquidations like this before, or no?
Yeah, I mean, we probably have. Back in 2022, we probably saw these similar sort of levels. But the point is that even if you look at the correlation,
it's a reset.
Bitcoin,
it's a reset.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a look at that correlation with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, with the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500. that began to diverge, believe it or not, in October.
Why
of
do you say that this is
2025.
fundamentals?
Because we're starting to see a lot of the air coming out of a lot of these speculative tokens. And so the market now is looking at all of these cryptocurrencies.
So all those tokens with all those earnings, they're the ones doing better?
Well, no, exactly. I mean, the ones that are actually seeing real development, real usage on chain. I've gone through the top 1,000 cryptocurrencies manually, one by one, and reading all of their developer notes. And you have a look, and these are just dead. Nobody uses them. Nobody's even working on them. And so, but yet they're valued in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Louis,
and the market has just been pricing that in.
Do you have like an index of the good fundamental cryptos?
I don't necessarily have an index, but I've got a group that I'm compiling together with just a process that of how I look at it.
And Bitcoin's in that list, I imagine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would do like an X, you would do like a good fundamentals XBTC. So would it be like XBTC, like it would be that basket. Let's say it's call it 50 companies or 100 companies, 20 companies, whatever. And then you would X out BTC, ETH, and Solana or something? Or would it be like sub a particular market cap? Like, how do you think about an index like that?
Well, I'm not really sure how I think about an index because it's difficult to quantify. But what I want to do is I just want to have a look at what the key sectors are that are getting real attention and what are the contenders that are seeing the most amount of movement, the most amount of development and usage, and then ignoring all the other stuff that is tried and failed. It's still got a cryptocurrency, but nobody uses it and it's completely worthless. And I just want to ignore that and filter it out.
What is a shielded transaction?
This is one of these big things.
Sounds very fancy.
Now, it is a little bit fancy. It is a bit of a complex chart. You have a look at it, but this is one of these big themes, and I've got a really nice chart for you, JC, at the end of this, where this spike that we're seeing in this blue line represents an increasing demand of people wanting to be more private and anonymous when transacting in crypto. Because if you're transacting in Ethereum or Solana or Bitcoin, those transactions are being advertised to the entire world. Everybody knows that you're moving money here and you're moving money there, but people don't really want that anymore. You're seeing more demand for privacy. And even if you go onto YouTube or Instagram, right, you see all of these ads for VPNs. People want to hide their internet activity. And so you're really beginning to see privacy taking off in a meaningful way. And I want you to go to not the next chart, but the chart after, which is Monero. This is a JC chart. Whether this was, this looks like silver before it broke out. This is one of the leading privacy cryptocurrencies. And it probably is the best looking chart in the entire crypto asset class. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the 1% versus the 99%. This is technology that people are really using, and you're already seeing that reflected.
Can I tell you a fun fact?
Sure.
Monero is the first token that I was mining.
Really? That's interesting.
Fun fact. It was a long time ago. I didn't mine much of it, fortunately. But yeah, I was mining Monero because they had like a protocol where you could do that. I don't know what the story is these days, but yeah, I just wanted to like do some staking and some mining, and like I just wanted to get involved. And this was like what seemed to be the easiest way to do that. That was the only reason I was doing it for this one, because I don't think I was too dumb to mine any of the other ones.
Yeah, I think this one breaks out. That's
what
that's
a
hilarious.
chart.
I don't know that you were actually mining this, and I say a little bit
long time ago.
I mean, regulators absolutely hate this one. This is being delisted from as many exchanges as compared to any other cryptocurrency I've ever seen. And the reason why regulators hate it is because it mandates you to be private and anonymous. And so you've got other competitors like Zcash, right? Zcash is another.
Didn't like all their employees just quit at Zcash?
No, they didn't really quit. They formed a new company, but they're also going to be they're still working on it, but under a new organization. But the point here is that you have a look at Zcash, which is another one of these privacy cryptocurrencies. But Zcash gives you the option whether to be private or not. Monero doesn't give you any option at all. It forces you to be private, so it's impossible to track down transactions. And so it's a bit of a haven for criminals. So that's why the regulators hate it. That's why it's not compliant. It's been delisted. But you have a look at the chart and it just looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah, that Monero looks great. And then so what about the big guys? When are the big guys going to start mooning? We saw, we were looking at the end of the year at some potential, whipsaws at the end of the year and maybe Coinbase and in MicroStrategy. And so far that is playing out where they were dipping into the end of the year in that low liquidity, low volume environment and then squeeze into the beginning of the year. That is playing out in MicroStrategy and in Coinbase. And obviously you're seeing it in like the Pepe and, Peanut the Squirrel and some of the others. You're seeing it like down the cap scale as well. But man, so if these things are going to squeeze into the beginning of the year, I would imagine that Bitcoin would be moving as well. And Ethereum and CryptoPunks and the whole party, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. MicroStrategy, this thing is, everybody knows how much I hate this vehicle. I think this is never going to outperform Bitcoin again. I think this is going to be similar to the Grayscale funds, how the Grayscale funds before the ETFs just continue to underperform the underlying cryptocurrencies themselves. I think MicroStrategy is like that. This is a perfect example of a failing capital structure. I could go on for hours and hours about this. But this thing is already beaten down to really depressed levels. You got price making new lows, momentum making higher lows. I think this one's really beaten up. I think this one has a sharp rally to the upside.
You got a rising wedge in the Bitcoin, right? A rising wedge in the BTC. And I got to tell you, these rising wedges rarely turn out to be that. So if it's not a rising wedge, which would be a bearish continuation pattern, it would just be the beginning of a new uptrend. So I guess we'll see what happens. Louis Sykes, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend. I look forward to hanging out with you in Miami. Have you ever been to Miami?
I haven't been to Miami. How hot is it going to be? Because it's winter over there, isn't it?
Oh, no, we're going in January for a reason. No, it's going to be perfect. Are you kidding me? It's going to be so nice.
I'm looking forward to it.
No, it's going to be great. It's going to be like in the like low 70s during the day, low 60s at night. I mean, dude, this is the time to be in Miami. Let me ask you this. Do they have Cubans in New Zealand?
I don't think I've met a single Cuban in New Zealand. I mean,
yeah, I didn't think
we
so.
are at the bottom of the world.
I didn't think so. All right, just wondering.
Louis will also be presenting at Charge Summit, by the way, tomorrow. Actually, I believe Louis is the grand finale of Charge Summit tomorrow, I think.
Are you the keynote speaker? Dude.
He's the keynote speaker tomorrow.
Dude, Louis puts on a great presentation. Like, seriously, though. Like, for real.
He has the best.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So anyway, get your ticket today. Link is on the screen. Louis, we will see you virtually tomorrow and in person in like a week and change. So
oh yeah, and if you're gonna be with us at Portfolio Accelerator, I look forward to it. We got that boat. We're gonna be on a boat on Tuesday.
So
I'm definitely not gonna be hungover at all from the national championship game.
I don't want to think about that. Thank you, Louis.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
Lou Dog.
All right.
Dude, it's unfair. It's unfair for Louis because when you have such a great chart deck, like it's kind of hard to screw up the presentation. So it's like almost like he's cheating. It's like performance enhancing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
The best, best decks.
The best decks.
Best decks.
Kenny
Glick in the house.
You want to tell us what's going on in your world this morning? I imagine you got stuff going on. I hope. I saw he sent over a nice long list of stocks this morning that he's watching. So that's cool. That's very cool.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come for my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Kenny Glick in the house. How about them Canes, son?
Papa Luke's in the house. What's up, y'all?
You just know me. You know where my head is at.
That was a great game.
Louis doesn't know about these kind of songs.
But listen, can we bring Louis back on? As soon as I turned the show on, I heard 99.5% of crypto was worthless. You had me at worthless. Yes, I like that. And
what's your favorite Two Live Crew song?
Oh my God, I have every disc there is. There was this one about the train. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. Right. It's where I learned all of my bad words.
Yeah, I actually stumbled onto a show where he was at, and it was crazy. It was crazy. That was a good time.
Dude, I went to like a private school, like a Catholic school, and like kids weren't cursing like in, when we were 5, 6 years old, 7 years old. And then I would go to summer camp and the kids had the boom boxes with the tapes, the 2 Live Crew tapes. And I was like, these words,
Yeah,
what are they? That's literally where I learned all the bad words.
I have some of that stuff on vinyl. Apparently, it's worth some money. Before they had the parental warning on it too. So
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
so
That's official.
I'm so old.
I mean,
I
that
think
song
Two Live Crew is
is
the
older
reason-
than me. So
I think that the 2 Live Crew is the reason there are parental warnings.
Yeah, actually,
Like-
yeah, it was Al Gore's wife wouldn't stand for it, and now she started the crusade against them.
But there was like a Supreme Court freedom of speech situation there, I'm pretty sure also, right?
Yeah, it was big time, and it was genius marketing because the more they told us we shouldn't have it, the more we wanted to go buy them. So
Yeah.
it was genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
It's
Kenny Glick, what's on the move this morning?
We're going right to the open, to the Tilray, to the short squeezes.
You like the open, huh? I'm dying to buy
Yeah.
this. I still don't own it.
I like trading it, and again, if it doesn't want to die, it remains a buy. So it's been a pretty good trade. But today is where I look at those half point increment options, and what's fun about option expiration with these beautiful liquid stocks is that the illusion of having to find a stock that goes from 5 to 25 to make 500%. That's an illusion. All you need is a 50-cent move on a Friday and get yourself some nickel or dime options, and the stock goes up 50 cents, and you're making 5 and 10 times your money. So again, I might be looking at both sides, but I like the Tilray. I'm kind of surprised it's actually above 10. The numbers are out. The stock has just ran from 10 to 10.50 basically already this morning. So if it can't, if it doesn't get over that 10.50 and rolls through the VWAP, we might be looking at the 9.75.
Dude,
So
Kenny Glick, ladies and gentlemen, is buying pot stocks.
yeah, well, this one.
Well,
This is the type of market we're in.
Yeah, well, just today, But there's some crazy ones today. You have
Like how you have to defend yourself. Well, let's not get carried away. It's just today, JC.
Yeah. I mean,
That's how bad these things are, that Kenny has to justify that this is an exception to his lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, that's how bad sentiment in pot stocks is, that even Kenny is almost ashamed to be involved from the long side, right? Am I wrong?
No, it's true. It is. And what's crazy how bad they are was 2025 was the year of the dog shit stock. I mean, we had some real fun with some nonsense names like going like SMX and Newegg and
Rick and Tony.
The list goes on and on and on. But the weed stocks just never, ever came back, except for
No.
Tilray after the reverse split and right before those 3 days before that Trump announcement. And, we had some fun. But yeah, just awful. And even this open trade, the internet's trying so hard to turn this into the next Carvana. I don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen. But damn, it is fun to trade. Every time it looks like it's going to roll over and die, it has a nice comeback, and then you get to short it again a couple of days later. So that's what this is a day trading dream. Like a stock like NVTS, phenomenal action. Just I don't want to own it because every time the stock rallies, it rolls over. So, but if you give me a stock that goes from 750 to 12 and back to 750 and back to 12, we can make money all year trading that same range. So phenomenal action. And that's kind of what we look for on Fridays, just these half point increments, even Ford. I mean, I'm not looking at Ford today, but just for an example, stocks like Ford and dog shit stocks like Clove, CLOV, when they wake up on a Friday, you're trading 2-cent options and they pop 10 or 15 cents. You're talking
Ford is ripping.
Yeah, it's been actually had been a pretty good trade. Yeah, we've had a couple of good ones on Ford,
Wow.
but I like the Tilray action right now, and I love the fact that the thing has half point increments. So we might be on both sides, but right now it looks like it's going to break the highs of the day. We already got the foe in the show, and we're still above VWAP. So looking forward to seeing what goes on. And of course, nuclear, the SMRs and the OKLO still rocking.
We should mention that there was actually a headline this morning. So Meta, needs nuclear to power their AI grant. They signed a deal with Oklo and Vistra and TerraPower
Right.
for some nuclear power on their AI stuff. So that's why nuclear is up this morning. Oklo is leading the way. I think they're up 17-18%, but they're all trading higher. Constellation Energy is up this morning about 6%. Vistra is up 16-17%. So yeah, they're all gonna have good days. They're already having good days.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that this year. That's kind of the premise of the whole sector, that we're going to need more power to power everybody's new AI generation. And that's why I'm liking these stocks. Again, another one, the UUU, 4 U's. It's nuclear and rare earth.
You.
Yes.
You got what I need.
The U, baby, the U. Man, what a game. It really was a great game. But I'm still rooting for Indiana. I'd like to see Indiana win it. They never win.
Fuck off, Kenny. Listen, hold on. I gotta go ahead, Spencer. I have a question for
No.
Kenny.
I want to wrap it up. You go.
Okay, so Kenny, so I got to give a presentation later today on investor psychology and behavior, right? And so I've got my things that I want to talk about in this presentation, but I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to quote you. I'm going to be like, so I asked Kenny, hey, what should I talk about? What do you think is a good lesson in terms of investor psychology, like understanding your own behavior, understanding the weaknesses in others, like these heuristics? Like what are some of the things I should talk about?
We kind of touched on it yesterday. It could be even your mood. If you're not focused, if you're in a tizzy. I was pissed off about completely something different, fighting with my bank, fighting with this water company, and I just was not in the right head. You're not going to see things right. But another one, I like to talk about one of the things that my mentor told me. Shout out Isaac. I hope this guy's still alive, from 1994. The preconceived notion of what's going to happen. For us day traders, and we have these conversations in the morning, you'll hear me talking about some symbols. Coming into the day thinking you're going to do something, you have that preconceived notion of what's going to happen. So now it takes your brain twice as long to realize, hey, I'm wrong about what I thought was going to happen. Now I have to react to that. So it's better not to come in thinking about what you're going to do. Just let it happen and then join in on the fun. So preconceived notions are kind of, it's been a bad thing. You could have some preparation, but don't try to solidify that idea because you just don't know what's going to happen. Kind of like what we did yesterday with Lockheed Martin. Lots of hoopla about the sector, and everyone was talking bullish, and it was a great short. And again, if you came in thinking long, you just had to readjust your thinking quite, again, that's why VWAP really, my segment later today and tomorrow is because VWAP saved my life. Because I have that.
Dude, that's a great title. That's a great title for a Charge Summit presentation. VWAP saved my life. Like, yes. Dude, who came up with that? Was that you?
Yes, because it literally did. I mean, I'm going to talk about, because for 2 years I was lost. I wandered the streets of Manhattan pretending I had a job. I didn't even tell my wife how bad it was, just shorting the market, getting my ass kicked. And then I put the VWAP back on the chart. I started going back to the faux show, bro. And I resurrected my entire career, literally saving my life because I was done. And this thing changed my life because it's the smack in the back of the head to remind you, you're on the wrong side of this trade, buddy. Do something about it because it's okay to be wrong. Just don't stay wrong. And VWAP's telling you, you're wrong. Do something about it. And that's what I needed. And I think everybody needs that in their life.
No, that's great. All right. I'm looking forward to that, Kenny. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was Kenny's actually speaking? I think you're going a Chart Summit. You're going tonight and tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Tonight is how VWAP saved your life. That's tonight at 6, and then tomorrow you're going on the faux show, bro, and the patterns that you trade. So get Kenny's presentation, be there live, or get the replay, either or. Just use the link that's on the screen. Use the link in the description, and you'll be there. So Kenny, looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Yes, and this is a prelude to the Vegas trip. So if anybody is coming to Vegas, I'm going to be doing this live on stage. And it's
that's right. Kenny's bar mitzvah. I forgot. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be a whole shit ton of fun. Okay. All right, I'll see you guys in Vegas.
I'll see you tonight.
See you, Kenny.
Peace.
All right. Yeah, Kenny's bar mitzvah. Don't forget about that. Okay. I know we got Larry Thompson in the house. Just a couple things I want to mention before that. I know we talked about the nuclear. We got a jobs number about 40 minutes ago, JC, in case you care. It did come in light. A lot of the jobs.
The only jobs numbers I care about are my own. Do I have a job or not?
A lot of the jobs.
Why should I give a shit about other people's jobs?
Sort of throwing it out there. Also,
why is that any of my business?
For general awareness, if in the way of macro headlines today at around 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern. We are expecting a decision from the Supreme Court about whether all of Trump's tariffs are constitutional or not. Currently, Polymarket has a 25% chance that they are constitutional and 75% chance that they are not. I don't know what that actually means in terms of the market's reaction. Maybe nothing. Maybe nothing. I'm just kind of throwing it out there as a headline that you're going to get in about an hour.
They take him to court on. People don't pay attention to this.
The what?
Everything that the government does,
Yep.
they get taken to court over.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is just standard operating procedures. This is what's been going on.
I'm just mentioning things that are out there in the ether.
I'll tell you what mattered last night. The announcement. What was that? What was that acronym? It was so funny. It was like when Trump says he's going to do something, he always like chickens out.
Yeah,
The
taco.
The complete opposite. In reality, I've never seen a president say he's going to do something and then like literally the very next day do it. So he's been on this housing affordability thing. Last night they announced they're going to come out and buy $200 billion in mortgage bonds. Look at Rocket Mortgage. Look at the homies. They're trying to bring the homies back from the dead. Housing stocks look great. That's what's popping.
Haven't been able to say that in a minute. Wow.
I got to tell you something. The Rocket, I'm long, and if you recall, the reason I got long the Rocket was a Strazza problem. Strazza's biggest problem, talking about first world problems, is that he likes stocks and then they don't have a liquid options market, and he gets bummed out by that. It's a big Strazza problem. This was my problem with this stock, that I wanted to trade the options, and some of the other ones that looked better than this, but I chose this one because it had a liquid options market. I'm like, if those others that I like that look better go up, is this one going to go down? Probably not. So let's buy the options in this. And that worked out really well. So using a different stock as a vehicle is not necessarily such a bad thing, right? Is it up 4 or 5x? I'd have to check. Oh, yeah. You're not asking me. We probably own different calls, but yeah, I'm in I like that we're both in the trade though, Strazza.
This been saying for a long time.
6.5% pre-market, one for the good guys.
Yep. This is the preferred vehicle in housing.
I think I got in this before you. Are you copying my trades?
Definitely not.
I think you might be stealing my trades, Strazza. Can you believe this shit, Spencer? I think you're stealing my trades.
We've talked all about it.
Hold on. Something about back to the tacos. More importantly, I've been eating way too many tacos. My wife looked at me the other day and she goes, "You're eating tacos?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Isn't that the third time this week?" And it was only like Wednesday, right? I'm getting abused by my wife that I'm eating too many tacos.
I think you could eat all the tacos that you want.
It's on the Perlman program.
Yeah,
it's on the Perlman program because I use those 1 gram of carbs tortillas. Yeah. They're so good, Mr. Tortilla.
That's right.
I'll save it for the recess today. I'll talk to you guys about Mr. Tortilla, but I'm eating tacos all the time. I feel great.
Low carb tias for the win.
Ooh, low carb tias.
That's cool. My hot take, and I know this is a bit sacrilege, but I don't love the corn tortillas. I just not really.
I don't like that zero net carb pizza.
I don't like. Anyway, okay, we got Larry Thompson.
You know these sociopaths are doing cauliflower pizza. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah,
I have yet to have a good cauliflower pizza. I've tried it a few times.
I can't believe it.
It tastes quite bad, and they're also not even that good for you. All right, let's bring on Larry Thompson and see what he is trading or watching or shorting or doing, whatever. Good morning,
Larry the legend.
Yo.
It's been like a month since we've had you on the show.
I was in Antarctica, aka Michigan. So
welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Also, Spencer, you're getting roasted in recess, but I just want to jump in soon.
Sorry.
The white guy from New Jersey saying he doesn't like corn tortillas. You don't have to make that statement. We know.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
And also, you've probably never had a real corn tortilla. So
that is, sir, I've been to Mexico. Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
They definitely don't have any Mexicans in New Jersey, unfortunately. I wish they did.
Yeah.
They got Italians.
I was there on my honeymoon and some tacos. But anyway, moving on.
All-inclusive resort.
Yes, but before that, but before that, I was not at a resort. I was in an actual town.
Okay.
Where people live. And anyway, moving on. What do we got here?
Larry the Legend getting a shout out in the chat. Larry's afternoon show is great. Totally agree. Larry's Sunday email is great. Larry's kind of on fire these days.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, there's a couple things I want to talk. We can take a ton of directions. But let's start with slide. Let's have some fun. Let's start with actually slide 17.
Oh,
because I think my name's Hostile Charts, so I want to bring a touch of hostility to the conversations. Like, we all agree, except I'm not a Miami fan, but we tend to agree a lot.
Most people are not. So it's
yeah.
okay.
So I don't think I'm disagreeing with you guys, but I think I'm disagreeing with the narrative here a little bit about technology. I think if you look at this chart, equal weight technology made a new all-time high a couple days ago. Has it been underperforming? Yes, but it's not collapsing. It's really been a software story. It's been Avago, Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Netflix. It's only been a few stocks that have really been struggling, but there's such a large weight in the market cap weighted indexes that if you're only looking at the market cap weighted indexes, you're going to miss underneath the surface. It's even more bullish than breadth expansion. Breadth expansion is occurring, but tech as a whole is doing just fine. It's really the software area of the market that looks like shit. And honestly, Apple, which a trade I was in, I thought Apple was going to catch up recently. Apple's been struggling a lot, which is a $1 trillion company. So I think just wanted to kind of preface this, like, I think tech looks okay. It's not where I'm adding capital at the moment, but I'm also not selling my, semiconductor stocks that look great here. So just wanted to start with that little 2 cents.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If you look at the small cap technology index or even the mid cap technology index, it's going to look way better than the large cap technology index. As you're pointing out here, this is the equally weighted tech index. Doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah.
But listen, tech has been outperforming during a lot of periods throughout this bull market, and somebody can't just outperform forever. Right? You gotta take a break, and there's other things that are doing really well these days: financials, healthcare, industrials.
Yeah, I got a couple
performance there.
Yeah, and what I love about that is, like, even though it's not necessarily outperforming, it's doing fine, which I think is even more bullish for the structure of market cap weighted indexes to maybe continue higher. But just kind of wanted to start with that, and then next topic I kind of wanted to talk through is what I appreciate someone shouting out the show. I'll be doing a show today at 5 p.m. talking about the bench warmers, and if you go to slide 16, I think JC will like this charts, but these to me are what I consider the bench warmers, right? So it's the starters. When you think about asset allocation, right? You think everyone's large cap US stocks, which is mainly tech stocks. And so if we talk about the bench warmers, I would consider that under allocated assets. Things people are leaving on the sidelines is where I'm looking to add exposure. So we just mentioned it. You look at something like inflation beneficiaries ETF, you have financials, you have some energy, you have some materials. Real estate looks like crap, but it's really the financials, energy, materials that are actually shaping up and breaking out. The materials chart looks great. The energy chart, right, is annoying, but individual names within energy look great. And then I don't know a better industry, especially from a large cap perspective, that looks better than financials as a whole. So I think we have to be looking at these bench warmers because they're doing really well.
You mentioned energy, and that's, coming into the week, that was obviously, it feels like so long ago coming in on Monday,
Yeah.
So much has happened on Monday. You've had 4 days of trading. Yeah, I got a stomach flu. The Hurricanes won the semifinals and are going to the championship. I feel like I've lived a month in the last 4 days. But on Monday, we came in here after that Venezuela news, wondering if what it meant for energy. And, they were buying them early. And then they sold them off, and then now they're buying them again. And, I remember saying, okay, Monday, let's see if they could stick the landing. And they did, and then but the whole time it was like, let's see how they could stick the landing for the week, right? Like, to me,
yes.
You know me, I'm a weekly guy. Like,
yes.
1 day is not going to make a trend. Like, we got to stick the landing for the week. So how this finishes up today, which it looks like they're up again today. So if they close solid, these energies, I think that's a big one, much more so than whatever happened on Monday or Tuesday.
Agreed. And I'll plug it again, but I wrote something Tuesday, and it was basically called The Boy Who Cried Energy, because we've been talking about energy for a while, me included, and how it's almost broke out on an absolute basis. I would say there's 2 things here that make it even more bullish if you're just at home, maybe not exposed yet. One, We haven't seen it yet. So we have plenty of time for it to occur, especially if you look on a relative basis versus the S&P 500. If this is going to be the breakout, it's not just going to break out and then not let you get in, because it's been sideways for a long time. You will have a chance. Well, we haven't even had that weekly close. I think it's above 50 in XLE.
Yeah.
Once we get that weekly close above 50, we might fall back into that zone, then break out again. So you have time. And I think that's the thing sometimes people confuse is like, having something, being aware of something and having it be something you monitor doesn't mean it's a signal. And that's something I've struggled with before, is like, I've talked a lot about housing, which I have a housing chart here. And I allowed in 2025 housing to be too much of a signal to me instead of just information to me. Which that's a lesson you have to learn. Like, you don't have to take Venezuela and then the event-driven index and then the fact that it's about to break out and use that as a signal. You can use that as information. So that's just something I'm working on in my process.
I got a chart for you, and then I got a question. Throw up slide 2. You're talking about how tech underneath the surface, a lot of it is looking good. Some of these megas and the software looks terrible. But this one, I think, really tells not the story for tech, but definitely a major story for tech, is that the outperformance from semiconductors continues. And I just don't see that as a negative for the market. I don't see that as a negative for tech. I would argue semiconductors are the most important industry group in the United States, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's you look at semiconductors, and the sector of the industry group of semiconductors is larger than 5 of the smallest sectors of the S&P 500 combined. So yes, it's obviously the most important. And
it's bigger than software, or no?
Say it again.
This is bigger than software in the S&P?
It is now. Yeah.
Or like a little bit.
They were trading back and forth, but now it's definitely just semis, because if you look at the relative chart of semis to software, they're making new 52-week highs, almost all-time highs. But yeah, software is kind of struggling.
And then here's a question that I have for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So I got to give a presentation today about human behavior and psychology and sort of like understanding our own behaviors and then taking it one step further and exploiting the weaknesses of others for our own selfish gains, right?
Yeah.
So that's the presentation that I'm going to give today. And, I've got my stuff, but I get to talk to smart guys every day like yourself and Kenny and Strazza and everybody. And, so I'm wondering, what do you think that I should include in my presentation?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's one of the reasons I got turned on to your work. Whoa, pause. It's one of the things I got turned on to your work with some of this psychology stuff. And if you look behind me, half these books are about market psychology, philosophy, etc. There's 2 things I would say. I actually wrote one down when you were talking to Kenny. Kenny talked about how the AVWAP saved his life. And then you said, that's a great title. And then he said, well, it's true. And I wrote this down. I literally wrote it in my notebook. I wrote it right there. Can't read it. It says, the truth is the best narrative. I wrote that down. The truth is the best narrative. And what is truth? Price. So if that is your claim, like you believe price is the best narrative, then follow the truth and then figure out what is false. And what's false is non-price-led narratives. And that's when emotions get involved. If it's not a price-led narrative, it is an emotional-driven narrative. So I was just thinking about that when Kenny said it and a light bulb went off. The truth is the best narrative. That's what price is. If it's not a price narrative, it's not truth. If it's not truth, it's emotionally driven. That's what I was thinking through this morning when you kind of brought that up with Kenny.
I love this. You guys are doing my work for me. No,
yeah, I'm gonna write that.
I'm definitely gonna talk about that. Give me another one. What else you got?
That'll be a blog post in the coming weeks.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So
what else you got? Give me another one.
That's
what about you? What about yourself? What about internally?
Honestly, I'll be vulnerable for a minute. I think with my background of being, right, maybe you don't come from a Harvard, Ivy League. I didn't go to a prep school. I went to school in the ghetto. And I think sometimes you can allow yourself to think you're not allowed to make this much money. You're not allowed to be this much in a trade. If you are, it's because you're not managing risk. And I've realized over time that's baloney. And I heard Chris Verone say this the other day. You're not going to make it in this business if you're not comfortable buying a stock that's already doubled. And that to me,
Verone said that. That's a great quote.
Yeah. And that's
He's the
something
man.
to me I struggled with and still struggle with. I'll be honest. I'll get up in a trade and I just think, nope, it's because I think I'm up because I'm not managing risk. And I'm like, no, managing risk would be not getting out when it starts to break down. It hasn't broken down yet. So that's a lesson for me, is just, right, you have to let the truth of the market, right, back to the price narrative. We know stocks can go up 1,000%. Then why am I selling at 50 arbitrarily? Because in my heart, I think I'm not good enough to make that kind of money. That has to be someone who's more special than me. So that's me being a little bit vulnerable, but that's one that I've struggled with. Honestly, I've struggled with that being, a no name from a trailer park. So.
No, I appreciate you. I took some notes. I'm definitely going to share that in my presentation today. So thank you so much. You want to stick around for a little recess?
Oh yeah, I brought some stuff.
I want to hear your thoughts, right? How much Mexican you got in you? You got any Mexican in you?
To be honest, I don't know. So once again, like, I have a broken family. I don't know what I am. So I haven't done it.
But you hang out with Mexicans all the time. So you're like Mexican by culture.
Yeah. I go to Mexico. I've been to Mexico. I go like 3 times a year. Yeah, I love Hispanic Latin culture in general. Actually so my recess today, if you go to slide 25.
Here, throw up the bumper. Come on in, Strazza.
Yo.
Hey.
Dude, everyone is Miami'd out today.
Yeah.
So my recess is
why.
Yeah. My recess is I was gonna say, like, if you don't like corn tortillas, I think it's probably because you haven't had them right, or you're a white guy from New Jersey, right? It's one of the two. But I got a tortilla press. I got a tortilla press for Christmas from my in-laws, and I've been cranking out homemade real corn masa tortillas, and they've been great. The next slide is the tacos once they were finished. But yeah, corn. You got to get some real corn tortillas. You got to do the avocado slice. You got to make your own pico de gallo. You got to get the paella cheese, panilla cheese, the white cheese. Let it melt on the bottom. Here's the thing: the Mexicans I interact with, they put the cheese on the bottom. Why do they do that? Because sometimes when you're eating a corn tortilla, people are like, oh, it falls apart. One, it falls apart because people don't cook it correctly. But put the cheese on the bottom, and that prevents everything from falling through because the cheese melts and it creates this like little flexible structure on the bottom of the taco. So
wow, the science of taco construction. Who knew, everybody?
No,
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
eatability is something that gets overlooked a lot, like in food culture, but it's incredibly important. You can't have a sandwich or a burrito that's fucking falling apart. It's a huge miss.
That's
So
why the Italian
great,
heroes, like, they wrap it in the paper and then they slice it to keep it all together.
Yeah,
Right.
the Middle Eastern shawarma was great at that, right? Because you go to some of these places and they stack their sandwiches like vertically.
That's a good point.
And right, the shawarma, you roll it tightly and you get all the flavor in every single bite. So
Can you throw up slide 3? You think that this is? Do you judge me for this, Larry?
one, I haven't had them, so no is the answer. 2, you have 3 kids and you run a company. So, like, right, you're looking for easy solutions.
Right. I'm not making my own tortillas. That is a fact. Right.
Yeah,
True.
they are easy though. I will tell you that it's not that complicated. Kids might enjoy
Those
it.
corn tortillas are not in the Perlman program. This is Perlman approved, by the way. He doesn't approve anything. He's like, just eat animal protein and go for walks.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
him. So he approves this. He's not like a substitute kind of guy. He's like, just eat steak.
Yeah.
But he actually does approve of this.
I haven't had these yet, so I don't know how good they are.
Get them on Amazon. Get them on Amazon. Let me know what you think. I go with the multi-grain. They have different ones. I've gone and tried some of the other ones. I don't like them as much as these. These are simple. It's just and I can eat 10 or 12 of them, believe it or not. And I don't feel bad about myself.
Is that I don't know if that's the Perlman program.
Perlman says I can eat as much steak as I want and as many onions as I want. So I try to
there is thermodynamics is real, but I get his point.
My recess is on slide 4. My world collided the other night. I don't know if anyone saw this, but I've been a Jeopardy watcher, I don't know, for 20 years now, and ETFs made it onto Jeopardy the other night,
That's the top.
and nobody got it. Nobody got the question. Here's the answer. Nobody got the question. The one guy who guessed his guess was electronic, which is actually a very good guess, but wrong. And
Dude, it even says traded fund. It's two of the words.
Right. Yeah. This is funny.
I got a quick comment. JC, investor psychology. Some of the smartest people in the world go on Jeopardy. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you understand the market. They didn't know what an ETF was.
No, that's a good call. We could talk about what's his face. What's the guy who blew up his account? Who was a scientist?
Einstein?
No, not Einstein.
No.
Benjamin
Franklin.
No, Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton blew up his account. Yeah, he got smoked in the 20s. And it's Isaac Newton.
Was it the sea bubble?
It was
No, it wasn't the 20s. It was the South Sea bubble, right?
The South Sea bubble, right?
Yeah, it was the South Sea.
Because you see, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, according to him. I guess he didn't use that he didn't realize that's how it works in markets too.
He made money once and then got back in.
Yeah,
that's what it was, and then he chased it. Right.
Exactly.
Right. That's right.
Okay, I have just one thing to say here today.
Miami's.
Okay. We out here in Miami.
That's right.
Very cool.
That's right. And we're not, by the way, we're not from South Florida. From Miami. There's a difference. All right. Don't get it twisted. 305. Get out of here.
All right. One last time, I will remind you folks that Chart Summit 2026 starts today, 5:00 Eastern.
Wow.
Oh, look at all these beautiful people that are going to be speaking today and tomorrow. Well, a little bit today, mostly tomorrow. Again, the link is in the chat. It is in the description. I'll throw it on the screen one more time. Get your free ticket. If you can't be there live, that's okay, because we'll send the recording out, and the recording will be available forever.
Dude, Neto, David Lundgren, Katie Stockton, Frank Cap. I mean, dude, that's a lineup.
Lundgren's my favorite.
Lundgren's the man, dude. He really is.
We will see you guys there. Larry's going live today a little earlier at 4:30 for his weekly show, Thompson's 2 Cents. Larry, we will be tuning in before that. That's the preamble. That's the appetizer for Chart Summit today. So, so Larry is the opening act. And on that note, let's get out of here, everyone. Go make some money. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We will see you at Chart Summit and then on Monday morning, all right?
We got some canes over here. Woo, woo.
I can't take no loss.